There's a dangerous myth many of us believe. It's the idea that toxic men, such as manipulators and narcissists, only target women who are weak, insecure, or somehow less than. It's a convenient story, isn't it? It makes us think, well, that could never be me. But what if I told you that based on my experience and countless studies, the opposite is often true? What if the very qualities that makes you a catch, your strength, success, and compassion, are the exact things that put a target on your back? This isn't really about your weaknesses. It's about you being the source of something they need. It's about a predator recognizing value in you that they want to exploit, control, or even extinguish. Today, we'll dismantle that myth. We will identify the 5 specific types of women that toxic men actively hunt for, and the reasons why might not only surprise you, but feel disturbingly familiar. So, if you've ever been in a relationship that left you feeling confused, drained, or emotionally spun out, and wondered, how the hell did I end up here? This video is for you. First up, and this is the one that seems the most backward, is the strong, successful, and confident woman. This is the woman who has her life handled. She's got a great career, solid circle of friends, a real sense of who she is. From the outside, she looks like the last person who would ever fall for a manipulator. And that's exactly why she's such a prime target. See, a toxic man, especially one with heavy narcissistic traits, looks at this woman and sees a trophy. Being with her instantly boosts his own image. Her success, her charisma, her light, it all shines on him, and he loves how it makes him look. But it's so much more sinister than that. For a man like this, a strong woman is the ultimate challenge. People think these men want someone who is easy to control right out the gate. But often, they are obsessed with the conquest. Their goal isn't just to be with you, it's to deconstruct you. There is a sick, deep satisfaction they get from taking a woman who is so vibrant and self-assured and slowly chipping away at her, piece by piece, until she doubts everything about herself. It feeds their delusion of being powerful and almighty. At first, he'll mirror her strength, acting like her equal, talking about being a power couple. But as soon as you're committed, the project begins. He'll use subtle jabs, gaslighting, and isolation to make you question your own reality, your smarts, and even your sanity. He's thinking, if I can bring this powerful woman to her knees, imagine how powerful I must be. Your strength isn't what pushes him away. It's the entire point of the game. The second woman that toxic men are relentlessly drawn to is the natural nurturer, the empath, the one who wants to fix things. Does that sound like you? You're the one who gives people the benefit of the doubt, who truly believes there's good in everyone. You have this huge capacity for compassion, and when you see someone who seems broken or misunderstood, Your gut reaction is to try and help. To a manipulator, this is a flashing neon sign. Your empathy isn't a beautiful trait to him. It's an unlocked door. Toxic men almost always have a sob story ready to go. They'll tell you about their traumatic past, their crazy ex, all the ways the world has been unfair to them. This is designed to trigger your instinct to heal and to save. He knows that a deeply empathetic woman is far more likely to tolerate his bad behavior because you'll interpret it as a symptom of his pain, not a reflection of his character. You end up making excuses for him. He lashes out and you think he's just hurting inside. He crosses a boundary and you think he just doesn't know any better. You convince yourself that if you just give enough love, enough patience, enough understanding, you can be the one to finally fix him. And that's the trap. Your own compassion is what keeps you stuck long after things have turned toxic. He weaponizes your best quality against you, making you feel responsible for his emotions and his actions, and layering on the guilt if you ever think about leaving. Your kindness becomes the very fuel that keeps his toxic engine running. The third profile is the people pleaser. This is the woman who will do almost anything to avoid conflict. She struggles to say no because she's terrified of disappointing someone or being seen as difficult. A lot of her self-worth is wrapped up in getting approval from others and just keeping everything calm. A toxic man sees a people pleaser and knows he's found an easy mark. Your deep need to avoid conflict is basically an open invitation for him to steamroll your boundaries. He knows you probably won't fight back. He learns fast that he can get away with more and more. Because your main goal is just to get back to a peaceful state. A small disagreement that would be totally normal in a healthy relationship feels like a huge crisis to you. So you just give in. You apologize for things you didn't even do, just to stop the tension. This creates a power dynamic that is completely out of balance. His needs, his wants, his opinions, they always come first. Yours are slowly, quietly erased. He'll test you early on with small things. Maybe he's always late and never apologizes. Or he makes a joke at your expense that stings a little too much. When you don't say anything, he knows he has the green light to escalate. People pleasers often tell themselves they're just being easygoing. But in the hands of a toxic person, that flexibility is a massive vulnerability. He will exploit your desire for harmony until you're living in a relationship where only his happiness is allowed, leaving you feeling exhausted, invisible, and full of resentment. Before we get to our last two, which touch on some of the most vulnerable times in a woman's life, I just want to pause for a second. If any of this is hitting home, if you're seeing yourself or your past in these descriptions, please hear me. You are not alone. This is a devastatingly common pattern that has trapped millions of smart, strong, and loving women. Let me know in the comments if one of these types really stands out to you. And if you're getting something out of this, please think about subscribing. Our whole goal here is to empower through understanding, and every subscriber helps us reach someone else who needs to hear this. The fourth type isn't so much a personality trait as it is a moment of situational vulnerability. This is the woman who has just been through something major that has shaken her world. It could be a nasty divorce, the death of a loved one, losing a job, Any experience that leaves you feeling destabilized and emotionally raw. In these moments, your self esteem is often at rock bottom and you just feel fragile and lost. This is when the manipulator slides in. He doesn't see your pain, he sees an opening. He will storm into your life with an overwhelming amount of affection and attention, a tactic we call love bombing. He'll say everything you've been starving to hear. That you're the most amazing woman he's ever met, that you're beautiful, that he can't believe he found you. This sudden intense validation feels like a soothing balm on a burn. It's intoxicating. At a time when you feel your worst, he makes you feel seen and adored. And that is all by the design. The love bombing is calculated to create a fast, powerful emotional bond and make you dependent on him. He becomes your savior. But the second he feels like he has you hooked, the mask starts to slip. The same man who puts you on a pedestal will start to tear you down, often using the very insecurities you shared with him when you were at your most vulnerable. It's a cruel bait and switch that can leave you feeling even more broken than you were before, wondering how your dream man turned into an absolute nightmare. And the fifth profile we need to talk about is the woman who is isolated. This doesn't mean she's a hermit with no friends or family. It could just mean that she's new in town, works from home, has a strained relationship with her family, or just doesn't have that tight knit group to confide in. Isolation is a manipulator's playground, a solid support system. A solid support system, friends and family who really know you, is like an external reality check. They are the people who will hear a story and say, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Or, he should not be talking to you like that. They hold up a mirror and show you the healthy version of yourself. When the manipulator is trying to convince you you're crazy, too sensitive, or impossible to please. A toxic man will work hard to make the isolation even deeper. He might make subtle digs about your friends, saying they're bad influences. He might start a fight or get moody every time you have plans with your family, until it just feels easier to stay home with him. He wants to be the only voice in your head. He wants to be the only voice in your head. The more isolated you become, the more you have to rely on him for your sense of what's real. Without those outside perspectives, it's so much easier for him to gaslight you and control the story. So let's just quickly go over them again. The strong and successful woman, the empathetic fixer, the people pleaser, the woman in a vulnerable place, and the isolated woman. As you can see, the thread that connects all of these isn't weakness. In fact, most of these are built on incredible qualities like strength, compassion, and a desire for peace. Toxic men don't target you because you are flawed. They target you because you have something they lack and desperately want to control. Your light, your success, your empathy, your ability to love. Understanding these patterns is not about blaming yourself. It is exact opposite. It's about taking your power back. When you finally see the why you were a target, you can start to understand that the abuse was never, ever a reflection of you or your worth. It was a calculated game played by a manipulative person. This knowledge is your first line of defense. By seeing these patterns, you can build stronger boundaries, learn to trust that gut feeling, and spot the red flags before you ever get tangled up in their web. You are not broken, you were targeted. And now that you know what they're looking for, you can make sure they never find it in you again. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, please give it a like and share it with someone who might need to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on healing and taking your power back. Stay safe and be good to yourself.